Today we're talking about sales operations versus sales admin.
Welcome back to Sales Operations for Small Businesses.
Because, as we know, a lot of people don't know what sales operations is, and depending on whatever company you go to, they will have a different definition of it, but none of them will be certain. People will think that they're certain, but they're not. And so I have my own definition. It's about reducing friction to increase sales in order to increase sales, right? And how you define that in your company, depending on your company's needs and wants, their go-to-market plan and the values that that company has, is up to you. But what sales operations is not sales admin. A sales administrator would sit within the sales operations department, but what a lot of companies think sales ops is just the advancement of the word sales admin, because sales admin might have looked too small. But no, you shouldn't expect to come in and be creating people's contracts for them. In some companies, that might be how things are done. In a small company, I don't agree with that. In a large company, if that's how things are done and that operational system exists inside of a sales operations team, that makes sense. But in a small company, if you're expected to do all of the administration for salespeople and then actually sorting out all of the tools and then also creating the systems and creating all of the paperwork and then designing the training, you're doing too much. You're doing too much, right? And also, it's not good for you because there are different modes of working. And if you are effectively performing an administrative assistant-based role, it's very, very difficult for you to go to those same people or those people's managers and then to start talking to them about strategy for improvement of the entire system. Because by and large, people do not see you as somebody who is capable of doing that. If you're the admin assistant, they don't see you as somebody who could then talk strategy, because then why would you be effectively cleaning up after me? That might sound cruel, but it is the truth. And I say this because even if it's not inside your role, it's very, very easy to become something that people expect from you because you've helped them out a couple of times. I really just want to get this through. Can you not just change the stage for me quickly? And you know what? You can do that because it takes nothing. But there's a reason why the person is on the phone asking you to do it instead of them doing it themselves. Now, some people aren't as calculative as others. And those people could genuinely be people who do not know how to manage their time. They are afraid about systems and don't like working within them because it makes them feel claustrophobic and constricted and looked upon and perceived, and they don't like that. And so obviously you know the system and we're cool, so you'll just do this for me quickly, right? And they don't realize that they're taking advantage of you and your time. And then there are other people who actively do try to manipulate people into becoming their what they would refer to as right hands, for example. But it's not. It's basically, you're going to be my lackey. You're going to be my assistant in some way, shape, or form. Oh, I'm going to this event and I'm not going to have enough time to book my hotel because I'm in this meeting and I'm in this meeting and I'm over here. Can you not just quickly do it for me? Now, if that's not what the standard is, no, you can't. But those are the questions that will end up being asked in order to just ease you into doing just a little bit more for them, just a little bit more for them. And then you'll find that you have your role, and then you're also doing this whole extra assistant role for, it could even just be one salesperson. It wouldn't even necessarily be the whole team. Sometimes it's just one salesperson that takes advantage of other people's resources. And it's for many reasons, but one of the reasons that I see most frequently is just lack of respect. They don't understand what you do. And so therefore they've got a picture in their mind as to what it is that you do, which is just to be my admin. Because they don't understand the benefits of creating a structure and a system and being able to maintain that, not to mention running all the reports and doing all of the analytics, because that's not certainly not something that they're going to be doing. But all of that, that's just dusty work in the background, and it probably only takes them, an hour a week. It's nothing. I don't care. So they can just help me out. You're not admin. If you are admin, no, that's how some people may see you. If you want to rise up to being a coordinator and then being the manager and the leader of sales ops, you are going to have to do things differently because there are people who will take advantage. And even if you are coming in as an admin, there'll be certain things that are involved with you being an admin. And then there will be people who will try to stretch what your role is. And you may not even know that it shouldn't stretch that far. So, check with your manager, but don't necessarily check with your manager and say from a very, very fragile place of, should I be doing this or should I not? Try to have a sense of what you think should be right in doing it. The reason why I personally believe in a small company that salespeople should be doing their own admin is because they need to be paying attention to the detail. Your deals can only be so big in a small company. And yes, I know that range is, wide, but still, if you're in a company where there's something like 10,000 employees and there's 400 different salespeople, even if your sales aren't big, the system is big enough, which means there probably are other people who will naturally do different sections of that deal. But if you're in a small company, you should expect as a salesperson to be managing the whole of the deal yourself and being able to put that information, which in your head, or because you've written it on a book somewhere, your black and red little notepad, into the system. But that's not fun, and it's annoying, and it's not the things that I like to do, says salesperson. So I'm just going to give it to admin over there. I'm going to give it to David. David will do it for me. And there's a limit. There's a limit. So there are different roles within sales operations. It's tricky when you're in a small company because you do always want to help, but do be aware that some people will take advantage of your kindness. And it's worth coming up with, if it's not really clear in your job description, what things you are and are not willing to stretch on so that you don't become overwhelmed. It's so very easy in a small company, particularly when you're doing sales ops, because of the kind of role that it is, to lose all resilience and it just hurting and feeling like you have to perform every single role all the time because there's nobody else to do it. And, the whole feeling insecure about the role in and of itself because there's no true right way to do anything. So if that's what they're asking me to do, that must be what the right way is. So therefore I'm going to do it. It's very easy to fall into that, but you don't need to. I'm also developing a workshop that will help you to build up that resistance and help you to become the leader that you want to be and feel confident in decision making. We'll talk more about that another time. But if you do have any questions about this topic or anything else, please join me on Tuesdays. Go to salesopseffect.com and there'll be a link there to register on the free Q&A session. It lasts for half an hour on Tuesdays, and we can talk about any problems that are coming your way so that we can just have a nice live, conversation about it. So I will see you there.